Today we're talking about sovereignty, self-determination and the political representation of Aboriginal people here in Australia. When it comes to self-determination, I guess our forefathers and grandfathers before that always fought and struggled for their rights in Australia and the protection of their traditional homelands. Political representation and self-determination, I guess, go together in one. When it comes to Aboriginal organisations running their own affairs, clearly states in Article 18 of the Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples that Aboriginal people or Indigenous peoples, I guess, have the right to their own institutes.
Welcome to country and acknowledgement of country is actually directly relevant to the conversation we're having this morning, because doing something that some people call a simple act actually is us expressing our sovereignty to our country. We're asserting and we're recognising the ongoing sovereignty held by us over our lands, territories and resources. And when we acknowledge country, we're actually agreeing to conduct ourselves in a way that respects the sovereignty, culture, identities and stories of those whose lands we visit and move through as we conduct our work across the country.
We have a duty and we should spend our energy pursuing self-determination because, as I said, it's the solution. It's not going to be easy and they're not going to give it to us. We have to take it. And at the heart of self-determination is our right to freely pursue our economic development, however that might look.
As an Aboriginal person, I don't wait for government or others to tell me who I am or to acknowledge or accept my heritage. When I go home to my country as a Kanji woman, my old people up there are not waiting for white fellas to tell us it's okay to be Aboriginal and give us permission to look after our lands. They are doing it, as they have done since time immemorial. As traditional owners and custodians of our lands, territories, resources, cultures, languages and stories, we have a responsibility to assert our sovereignty in order to maintain these important elements that make up our identities and our status as Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples.
Self-determination is not just about economic development. It's about political status. It's also about social and cultural development. And we've got to pursue all of those things. And what will help facilitate our pursuit of that is economic development. And I accept that it's going to be, I've said earlier, it's going to be bloody hard for some of us. I also think we shouldn't convolute or confuse self-management with self-determination. The way in which self-management operates in this country is that we carry out the decisions of others. We are essentially self-managing decisions that are made by government, and they give us the money to do that for specific purposes. We have no say over what that purpose ought to be.
I think it's really good that we keep fighting for our rights. You know, a few people may know their basic rights, but I think we also need to be educated on our rights as well, especially for the disadvantaged and the mob out in the bush. I believe that we have to just keep going and doing what we have to do until we get in there at all different levels. Because somebody's bound to hear us sooner or later, just like Gulf Whitlam did. Thank you.